So how many times did you go back to Pearl Harbor with the broom?
Oh, I don't know, not too many times, I guess. We weren't one of those hotshot boats. Let's put it this way, we weren't hotshot, and that's why I'm talking to you today. I mean...
But but on the banner, you have, I know there's different symbols on the banner,
Right.
and you have a lot of merchant
Right.
ships, right?
Right, yeah. The merchant ship was just the red ball.
Uh-huh.
The military ship was with the, I won't say what we called it, but...
Does it look like the rising sun?
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
rising sun, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's not how we called it, but you got the, you know what I'm talking about.
So now Kevin has this picture here of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you and 4 guys
Yeah.
in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Would that have been before you went over, or would have this been on one of your trips back?
And it may have been when we came back, when we got back from, yeah, we were back probably getting changed, I can even see the pictures. I think Curly's in there, right, and then, that's Gorman, and guy from Tex, and it looks like Sullivan. It must be me, or is mine in that picture? Well, anyway, it's hard to remember what they
Yeah,
look like.
yeah. And now, there's a little picture here, I don't even know if you can see it, but the gun, I think the gun has a name, the
Yeah.
Vivacious Vivian.
Yeah, or something like that.
Was that on the Muskie?
Yeah.
that was on the
oh, yeah,
Muskie?
The gunsmiths, they took care of that, yeah, and they put a name on it.
Then there's another picture here, it looks like somebody, is this somebody else's emblem, or was this the emblem that eventually became your Muskellunge emblem, because that's kind of...
No, I don't remember having a guide on it, but
Yeah,
there's no guy on the one you have home, is there?
it's some kind of...
It's the fish.
It's the fish,
Fish, yeah, right.
so I didn't know what...
Musky fish.
Yeah,
So while we are looking at some of these pictures with some of your buddies on there, obviously you go out on patrols and you come back and you've got 2 weeks.
R&R.
Tell me about some of your R&R experiences.
Well,
What did you guys do?
well,
Other than that, of course.
yeah,
But
no, back when we were in Australia, we used to go to a little town, Manjimup, was up the coastline a ways, or indoors. It was a small town, and that we used to go up there, and you're away from everything. And the town was celebrating some kind of a celebration, and they all knew I could do the American jitterbug dance. And they gave me some Australian girl. I don't think she knew one side or the other side, but we got through it, and there I am dancing in the middle of the floor with this, I wouldn't say bimbo, she was a nice girl. Oh, but, no, then, that was Australia, and when we went to, the time we went into Midway, towards the end of the war, we had been on patrol, and they sent us there for, refit, what they call a refit. It was nice out there in Midway Island. We had, they had what they call a one-star admiral, a commodore. That's a commodore, it's a one-star admiral. And he used to ride around his car. And all the guys, when he saw him come, they all stand up, salute. If you didn't stop and salute to him, he'd grab a hold of you. Read the riot act. Never had to do with that. That was in Midway Island with the Goonie Birds.
Now, you keep talking about San Francisco. Where were the submarines located in that bay
When in San Francisco?
in San Francisco? There's a lot of naval facilities
Yeah, we were.
lining the bay.
Yeah, we were at the, what was the name of the town we were at? The big, the West Coast base there. It was a big Navy yard.
Was that Vallejo?
No, Vallejo was up the river. Vallejo, Mare Island was in Vallejo.
Right.
Yeah, and that was up a couple I don't know how many miles up from the main harbor of San Francisco, but that's where we went in there, they go back to Mare Island Navy Yard for, get this changed, get that changed, try to update the submarine so that's
For refitting.
refitting, right, that's it.
Did you ever go to Sacramento for Liberty?
All the time,
How did you get there?
because the Navy, or the government, had these diesel buses, regular bus that was painted gray. And they would bring all these workmen from around the town, all these different towns around San Francisco, and bring them into Mare Island. And we did the same thing. We'd go up at nighttime, get on the bus and go up and get off at Sacramento. Next morning at 5 o'clock, you'd get ready and get on board one of these vans and go back, and you'd be back in Mare Island in an hour or so. It's easy.
Mm.
But of course, I suppose that in a sense we weren't fair to those workmen who were working there, because we were taking their spaces and they were working. We were just fighting a war, but they were working.
So you have pictures in San Francisco with Uncle George.
Yeah,
The
right.
silly pictures.
Yeah, oh yeah, George and I. Yeah, he was in, what was he? He was, yeah. George was in the Treasure Island. That's where he was staying. And of course, being on a submarine, I had a little more time to myself. And I meet him and his buddies, and he had a couple of friends. We go to some of these nice Chinese, international settlement, and we went to a nice Chinese, regular restaurant. It was nice.
Yeah.
And then George went from there, he went up to, what do you call it, Seattle, he picked up the destroyer he was on. That's where he wound up. He was on a destroyer that was kamikaze twice in the war, so.
Oh.